Welcome to this Way to Fire YouTube video. Today it's Andy. I am playing Rangers of Shadowdeep again, continuing Mission 1, The Missing, from the core rule set. We played Scenario 1, The Deserted Village, before. You can check that video out if you haven't seen it. And this is Scenario 2, The Infected Trees. So we've got Raniger Lackland there in the centre with his little party of companions. Silent Mary on the left, Brodin the Strong next to her, Trannick the Archer, and then Dardin and Hanath, the two men-at-arms. And so this is the same group. You keep the same people as you go through different missions. And Scenario 2, The Infected Trees. The fluff goes as follows. Examining the bodies of the zombies, along with the other clues from the village, left little doubt. The village had been attacked by some horrific species of giant spider, whose venom reanimated the dead. Thankfully, such creatures move slowly. Likely they will have retreated to the nearest shelter to slowly feast upon the missing villagers. Your duty is clear. Taking just enough time to patch up your wounds and make a quick pyre for the dead, you set off after the spiders, following their faint but unique tracks. After nearly a day's pursuit, the tracks lead into a small forest. Chances are the spiders are not too deep in the woods. You must find them, destroy them, and any nests they might have made, and if you are lucky, rescue any survivors. So, this scenario has us going into the woods and trying to destroy not only the spiders but also the spider nests and rescuing any villagers we may find, although that's a random event, so it may not happen. There are two additional special rules before the mission starts. One involves a track roll with a target number of 12 to see if you can remove one of the spiders before you even arrive. I failed that roll. And the other is a survival roll to see whether I can find a dose of Firelight Leaf, which would help my archery. And I have failed that roll too. So we will be going in base. Yeah, then we'll see how we get along. Just to remind people, Raniger's heroic abilities are the Powerful Blow, +3 damage if he causes damage. Parry, add +10 to a fight, but can't cause any damage. Roll with the punches, lose half the damage he would have taken if he loses a fight. And he also has one spell, which is Heal. This is the gloomy spider-infested forest we'll be playing over today. My companions have deployed down here. They've gone in 6 inches from the edge of the mat because it's a 3-foot mat and it's actually only a 2.5-foot board. So I've gone forward 3 inches there and then another 3 inches for the deployment zone. You can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 and where's the fifth one? Where's the fifth one? Oh, over there. 5 spider nests. I've used these things to show that. So dead body there. It's a Vanguard Mantic Kings of War Vanguard scenario thing, and then these other ones are from Shadows of Brimstone, a board game. And then there are spiders. I think these are from Fantasy Flight Games Descent in the Dark, 1st edition. Spiders 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 currently out. And of course you can see that there are the spider-webbed trees, 4 of which at the back, which I need to burn down for this scenario. So I have to get to the spider nests, investigate those, and then I need to kill the spiders, of course, and also burn down the spider nests. And I have to do all of that within 10 turns. So, well, we'll see how we get on. Obviously, I'm going to start with my ranger phase, and I would hope to deal with that first spider, because it's very, very close, and possibly even get to the first spider nest. And then I suspect the other spiders will start pouring onto me at that point. So we'll come back in a sec. So during the Ranger phase, I activated Ranaga and did a group activation with him, Brodin, and Hanath. So they all moved forward to take on that spider, and the reason to do that was to get the +2 per extra model engaged in the combat. So Brodin took the attack actually, because with his double-handed axe he does more damage, and he rolled well anyway, and with the bonuses absolutely slaughtered the spider. Left me with an action left for Ranaga and an action left for Hanath. Ranaga just stepped forwards, and Hanath investigated the web cocoon, and he found a wounded villager. So I'll take that web cocoon off in a second. We're going to be the evil phase. All these spiders don't have any ranged weapons, of course, so they're just going to move towards the heroes that they can see, and there'll be a total of 9 inches. They'll go 6 inches, and then a second action of movement, which will be another 3 inches. So the spiders came pouring forwards. Didn't manage to get to anyone, and then I did my companion phase, shot here with Tranich, but he missed. Silent Mary went up to investigate this web cocoon and found a dead body, so we shall take that one off. And Dardin just moved up to protect her, really. So we will go into round 2, and we'll have to check an event first. And the event for the end of round 1 was a new nest tree, which is not so good because it's right beside me. And it comes with a free spider, but it does come with a loot token. So I've got to deal with these spiders here. Once I've dealt with them, there might be a few good bits to hand. Round 2's Ranger phase. Ranaga Lackland went up to take on this central spider. He beat it, but didn't do any damage and just pushed it back. Hanath actually doing well in the fight so far compared to his last game. He came up against this spider and destroyed it. So that spider is gone. And then Brodin the Strong went to attack this spider over here and failed to injure it and got bitten in return, which has poisoned him. Now poisoning means that he only has 1 action left. 1 action per activation now, which is a bit of a pain. And he can only get rid of it if I heal him back to full strength. Now I could do that with Ranaga's spell, which I might consider if I get the opportunity to do so. It's going to be the spider phase now, and they are obviously going to attack all over my guys. At the end of that evil phase, there is damage, more damage to Brodin the Strong. He takes 1 more wound, still poisoned of course. We had a draw here with Dardin. And so Dardin actually did enough on the draw to destroy the spider, but he took 1 wound in return, which is enough to poison him well, which is frustrating. Ranaga was fighting 2 spiders, and despite the benefit of having a friend in the fight, the first spider got cut down, and then the second one ended in a draw, but no damage was caused to anybody. So I think I did okay there. Most of the spiders are now gone, but obviously I've got 2 right in the mix I want to get rid of, and I've still got to get up towards those nests. So in the companion phase, I moved up Tranich and the villager, and they all ganged up with Ranaga to take down that spider. Actually, Tranich's not bad in fighting. He's +2 in fighting, which is not bad at all. And then over here, Silent Mary came in to fight. Because there's only 1 action left for Dardin, he just moved into contact so he could provide a friend bonus. And despite 2 friends in the fight, I still couldn't take down this spider. I did win the fight, but I didn't do any damage. So I would have done 1 point of damage, but the dagger she carries has -1 damage, so that's disappointing. I really want to get rid of that spider, he's annoying me. And then the event was an extra spider coming in at the back there next to that tree. So we're going into round 3. So in the ranger phase, Ranaga moved up and fired his bow, because he carries 1, but didn't hit the spider. So did Tranich, he fired his bow but also missed. And Hanath went and investigated the web cocoon and found another villager. So that's 2 villagers we've found now. Then in the creature phase, this spider just moves all the way forwards, isn't quite close enough to fight anybody. And then this spider actually attacked Brodin but rolled terribly, and all the bonuses of having friends in the fight, and actually got squished. So again, back to the companions, maybe we can get that loot and take out that tree. So Dardin just picked up the loot token, so he only got one action. Silent Mary moved into contact with the tree and set fire to it by a web tree. And Brodin the Strong, because again he only got one action, he's just moved forwards there. And the event for the end of the round is a web. So a random member of the party has to test strength or gets tangled up in a web. And it was Trannic who got caught in some webs, spider webs that must have been hanging down from this tree, but he managed to break through them on a target number of 12. And he doesn't have any modifiers to his strength, so that's pretty good. And so he activates as normal. Otherwise, he would not be able to activate in the coming turn, which would have been a pain in the butt, basically. So turn 4's Ranger phase, I decided to do a group activation and move all these forwards because it worked quite well before, but this time it didn't work very well. So I failed to beat the 17 that the spider rolled, and so therefore I was going to take about 6 points of damage on Raniger, but I've decided to parry, which I think is allowed. So parry gives me plus 10, so I'd win the fight, but no damage is caused. And I can push back the spider, which I won't actually, because he stays locked in, and therefore I'll gain the benefit of the other guys when the spider attacks me back in a minute, which he will do. So not great, guys, but there's only one spider, so I'm hopeful we're okay. I didn't want Ranigo, if I could help it, to get poisoned, because that one activation only is a real pain. It really slows things down. And the slower things are, the more spiders there's going to be. As it turned out, in the creature phase, the spider randomly attacked Hanath, and Hanath stomped it. So well done. Hanath is playing well today. Much better than he did in the last game. So well done. And in the companion phase, I just ran Silent Mary up there. She can't search that web cocoon yet, but she's ready to do it next time. Brodin just moved up, and so did Dardin, carrying his loot, and just a little bit of movement trying to keep my villagers that I've rescued in the centre of my group, so less likely to get grabbed by a spider, because I don't think they'll do very well against a spider. Yeah, and we'll go into round 4's event card was a Ray of Light, which can move a spider, but there aren't any spiders on the table at the moment, so no spiders are affected. So I need to get those last couple of web cocoons and start moving right up to those infested trees as soon as I can. So going into round 5, we will see what happens. So in the Ranger phase, I sent Hanath up, and he searched that web cocoon. And he found a zombie. It's unfortunately been a little bit late. This villager has already been partially digested and zombified by the spiders. You can place that within 2 inches, so I moved it a little bit close to me, so I could actually then shoot at it with Trannic, who missed, and then move Trannic in to stand next to it, and then move up with Raniger to get the benefit of Trannic. And that was great, really helpful. But I didn't roll great, so I only managed to do 2 wounds on the zombie. They have 6, so he is going to fight me back in a second. And the zombie did a big hit on Raniger, which is harsh. So I decided to use another heroic ability and I rolled with the punches. So I only took half the damage I would have taken, so I only took 3 wounds. That's annoying though. I'd quite like to get rid of him. So everything's slowing up a bit. Zombies stopping me, and obviously these guys still poisoned. So we'll go into the companion phase, and hopefully we'll start getting rid of these web nests soon. So companion phase, Silent Mary went to this web cocoon and found a zombie, which I placed there. And then being really clever, I ran Silent Mary over here to get ready to take down one of these nests in the next round. And then I thought, oh, I know what, I'll bring up Dardin, he'll stand next to Brodin, and then Brodin can use his one action with the benefit of Dardin now to destroy this zombie. Easy peasy. And then the zombie's on the black dice, and Brodin is on the orange dice. So even with a +2 for a friend and +3 for his own stat, I am well beat. And that means that my armour of 11, so 7 extra wounds, it actually means that with the wounds he's already taken, Brodin is down. Ah, no, Brodin the Strong is not strong anymore. I am disappointed in that. That's a shame. Okay, right, so yeah, didn't want that to happen. And then the random event is webs. So running up here, Silent Mary got entangled in the webs, but actually she managed to push her way through, so she hasn't been caught by them. So in the ranger phase, Hanaf went up, set fire to that tree. Rannika and Trannik, with the benefit of Trannik, destroyed the zombie very easily, and then Rannika ran over to the left to get that tree, and Trannik ran over all the way over there to the right, so they'll be able to set fire to the next turn. In the enemy phase, there's only the one zombie. He fought Dardin and managed to put 6 wounds on him, taking him to 7 wounds now. God, it's almost tempting to send those villagers in, isn't it? Jeez. Anyway, let's see what the companion phase does. In the companion phase, Silent Mary set fire to that tree and ran back down to help Dardin. Dardin thought, right, okay, I've got +3, and I have got another +2 for Silent Mary being in the fight, so of course, +5, that's alright. And then, of course, the zombie rolled a natural 20. So they don't do critical hits, but it does mean they automatically win the fight, and they do what damage they would do. So an extra 8 points of damage puts Dardin down as well, dropping his loot token and now leaving Silent Mary to deal with a zombie all on her own, which is not what she wants for the day. Disappointing. And finally there is one more spider placed, and it gets placed over by that tree with Trannik next to it. So Trannik's now in trouble as well because he's not the strongest. Turn 6 Rangers phase. Rannika decided to leave that nest over there and run over here to help take down this zombie because he didn't trust Silent Mary to do it on her own. And between the two of them, he managed to take out the zombie without too much difficulty. So he moved up at full move, then Silent Mary acted in the Ranger phase to take it down, and Silent Mary will then move off to pick up the loot token. She moved next to it, in fact, she can't pick it up yet. And then over here, the other model I can do, because I'm a single player, is I can move Hanath over there. So Hanath has gone to take on a spider, which is also in contact with Trannik. So hopefully he will get what he needs. So a 10 for the spider, 12 for Hanath, but it's boosted up to 17 for having Trannik and his own fight stat. So that is a dead spider. Good, back to 0 spiders on the table, and no blooming zombies either. Companion phase, Trannik burnt that tree and then moved over here. I just moved the villagers there. There wasn't anything much else to do, but the random event was another spider, so it has been placed next to the sole remaining tree. So I have to activate now at the beginning of turn 8 to see if I can deal with that spider before it takes down my villagers, because they have a lot of experience as villagers. I'd like to keep them. And unfortunately, I'd left everyone just out of being able to get to the tree to finish the game. So at the end of round 8, I rolled another random event, and it was another nest tree. So I've got more work to do now. Damn it. And this is where it's ended up. We have another nest tree, but also a spider and a treasure token. Right, I think we have a new target for the start of this next round. So Trannik fired a shot and did 3 wounds on the spider, and then Hanath went and burnt that web tree, and finally Rannika charged into the spider and easily dispatched it. So there are no spiders again, and see if Silent Mary can get over, maybe to burn the tree or to grab, I need someone else to grab the other loot token. So set fire to that tree. There's nothing else I can do now. All the trees are aflame that are here, no spiders, but the event card was an extra spider. Because there are no nest trees left, it comes down on a random board edge, which come down here. So I'll probably just try and shoot that before it gets to me. I've got time to pick up the treasure tokens as well. So really I'm just getting to turn 10 now. I think I have to get to turn 10. It doesn't end if I destroy all the web trees. So we'll just keep going through, try and gain more experience as it comes through. And keep alive, more importantly. Summary for that round. Rannika shot at this spider and missed, but Trannik took it off. So another dead spider. Not much else happened. Rannika can't quite pick up the treasure token. He needs an action to do that, and he doesn't have one. The event is a ray of light, which doesn't affect anything because there are no spiders. So we'll go into the penultimate round, I think it is. I may have lost track a little bit here. Penultimate round, Raniger will pick up his loot token and everyone else is going to move a bit more centrally. Not much else to do. Well, yeah, nothing else really to do. And then we'll go to an event card, which is another web, which is going to be pretty unexciting. And the event was this: Raniger gets caught in a web, which he failed to break free of. I've just looked at the event cards. I've come round to finish them. So actually I think I've done 11 turns. So we are done. The end of the scenario. I rescued 2 villagers. I killed lots of spiders. I set fire to lots and lots of spider things. I found 2 treasure tokens, but 2 members of my crew were taken out, which is bad. We will see what the long-term effects of that are shortly. So we successfully completed the scenario, managed to destroy the infestation of spiders in the forest. With that information we head back to the king to report our findings. So we've got a lot of experience actually, a total of 104 experience, and I had 97 before, so that means I've gone up 2 levels with my ranger, which is great. So that's 2 lots of +5 skills. So he's pretty good at most things now. Sort of 2s and 3s on everything. Obviously, part of that is also because I managed to rescue 2 survivors, which is good. For the party, obviously not quite so great. So Brodin the Strong and Dardin were both taken out. But thankfully, Dardin made a full recovery, and Brodin the Strong had a significant injury, I think it's called, which means he's meant to miss the rest of the mission. Well, this was the last scenario of the mission, so I think I got away with that. I don't have to have any negative effect on him, which is great. I also found some treasure, so a couple of treasure items. One I rolled as a herbal potion and found some silver hair, which is repugnant to gnolls, so they'll get -1 to fight. So I think I'll put that on Raniger. Because I know there are gnolls coming up in the next scenario, so the next mission, which is the beacon tower, so that'll be handy to have beforehand. And then the other treasure item I found was a magic item, which is some enchanted lock picks, and I think I'll probably get them to Raniger as well, because they give you +5 to pick lock. But Silent Mary's such a good rogue, she's already got +5 to pick locks, there's no point in her having them, so I'll probably give them to Raniger as well. Cool, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I got away with the injuries. I had a bit of a breeze in the first scenario, so it's put me back down a peg or 2. But it's certainly great fun. I've enjoyed it, and I will be doing more in the future. So please, if you like what we're doing, please like, comment and subscribe, and check out the Way to Fire Hobby Hangout on Facebook, where you can post what you're working on. So thanks very much everyone, take care, bye.